Hello, everybody. My name is Blast Out Studios, and I'm a bit mad at my camera. I think it's working now. Hopefully. So, hold on. I need to pull up chat. I need to see how the camera looks because I'm kind of arguing with it before it started streaming. Sorry, I've been gone, by the way. It's kind of just. It's better, but. Does my voice sound deeper? Does my voice sound deeper? Oh God, yes it does. I did not need to hear that. Okay, so give me a second while I do a couple more things, and then we'll start. Can you like stop messing up? Hold on. All right, so we are going to be working on. I need to think. Sparkle Streets. Have I done anything for that? Yeah, let's work on Sparkle Streets because I haven't really been working on that lately, and it's kind of fun to attempt to work on because it doesn't like to be worked on for whatever reason, for one reason or another. So yes, so I've kind of sort of got these two somewhat done, and not completely done, but yeah, we're gonna focus on that. Oh hey, Andre, I guess I'll just call you since you won't change your name. Um, X2. Speaking of Mega Man, I actually wanted to make a Mega Man fan game. Not Mega Man X, and I'm not announcing anything. I just have interest in making a Mega Man game. I'm not I'm not saying I'm going to do that once I finish Sonic Skybound, but it's a possibility if I find the right engine. Because I actually have a couple Robot Master ideas, and one of them is the greatest idea I've probably ever had. It's nah, it's funny because it sounds stupid, but gentleman, because every robot has to end with man or woman, so why not gentleman with his gentle cane, and it'd be at a casino. Funnily enough, I mean this isn't really a casino so much as it is a mall, but you know, still. I'm sorry, Andre, but right doing it. I'm kind of thinking about whether I should hide your current comment. Sure, why not? Since I make so many jokes like that unironically. Sure. No, not unironically. I mean ironically. Got it. It's very important I don't get those two mixed up. I'm sorry. I know what a bad that. Cause, Cause I shouldn't have got those two mixed up. I really get them mixed up. I don't know why I did this time. I really that's really not good to get those mixed up. So kind of the problem I have with the stage is I kind of want to keep the vertical platforming in it, but at the same time, I also want to have speedy sections like this, where you just kind of speed along, like Sonic 3 and Knuckles is the easiest way I could explain it. All right, Andre, that's a bit too much, man. Chill out with that. Chill out with that, or I'll have to start like removing that. So Yeah, that gentleman idea was. I'm proud of that idea. You might be ashamed of me, but I'm proud of that idea. So, if I do make a Mega Man game, it's gonna have to be 8-bit because that's just the easiest way. Because I'm not good at drawing sprites yet. So, despite this lovely pixel art you are seeing, that's just me kind of making the colors darker, and restoring the old casino night. But aside from that, it's not really too much. Should I do that? Yeah, I've got enough space. Hold on, the camera is incredibly low, and I don't know why I didn't notice that earlier. Oh, that's why I had it low, because then you see the rim, and that I can hear that. All right, that's better. Uh, I I might start. First, I need to find an engine because I'm not about to program all. That might sound lazy, but it take much more time. So I'll see if I can find a Mega Man engine now. Actually, oops. Not Mega Man X, Mega Man. I'm sure there's one out there that I just haven't, you know, done anything about. There might be one here somewhere, but I'm not gonna download one yet because this is supposed to be Sonic, not Mega Man. Yeah, I have 8 Robot Masters planned. One of them Spike Man, and it's exactly what it sounds like. So that'll be fun. But I won't. And by 4 boss levels, you mean 4 Wily levels? Yeah, yeah, I know that. I'm well aware of that. But if I do that, I wanna see how that'll work. Cause that'll be interesting if I do decide to make one. But again, I'm not 100% saying that I will. Cause I actually have 2 more Sonic fan games based off this one that I plan to do. So maybe when I finish those, then I'll consider making a Mega Man one. But until then, it's kind of like, you know, not gonna not gonna go anywhere really with it. So I'm just gonna do this. It's the easiest way I can think of slowing the player down without 100% stopping them in an abrupt way. See, that's the important thing about Sonic level design. If you're going to shoot a player through a bunch of loops and stuff, you have to think of a legitimate way, like a organic way of stopping them. You can't just put a like put this in their way. Like you have to have a ramp or something, so it's not super abrupt. Unless it's like to stop them from bounding off into a pit, which is fine. But if you just want to stop them for the sake of stopping them, then you have to add a ramp to slow them down. It's less jarring. It's less jarring that way. Yeah, I know all the stuff that makes a Mega Man game, and again, I'm not going to just go into it while I'm doing this. Like, I want to finish this and then finish the other 2 Sonic fan games that will be based off this, and then I'll do a Mega Man. I possibly might do a Mega Man fan game. I have other stuff that I want to do before that, so I'm not going to make any promises. So don't get your hopes up or hold your breath. I won't tell you the potential robot masters here because that then you'll just get more excited for it, and then like when I don't end up not making it for a blank reason, you'll be disappointed. So I don't want to build any hopes up if I'm not 100% on board with doing it. Where is it? So right here it's gonna like that's one thing that I really want to emphasize, or at least kind of attempt to emphasize for the first few worlds or levels or zones or whatever, and that's the levels being open air. Like later levels like Bedrock Bay, they don't have to be as open, but when it comes to levels like this, I want the ability to just switch between paths if you want to. Like you could either jump up this spring and go up here, or you can jump down here and go down to this bottom path. Like I want multiple ways for you to get through multiple paths for at least the first few levels. The later levels, like Mad Metal Mine, they're going to mainly be one path, like one long path, but have speed sections sprinkled in. So, like, you'll start right here and climb down here and go and climb back up here. Is that the right way? Yeah, climb back up here, and then there's one big loop that takes you all the way back down, and then you go through here and then go through here, and then you're at the end of the level. So it's like one long path, but if it's one longer path, then that means like I could have more speed sections, and it's more longer without being more difficult or having more platforming than it needs to. So it's kind of a better way of extending stage length. If I have, because it's much easier to make a longer level if there are less paths, because that means there's less stuff to manage. So if there are less paths, then it's much easier to make a longer level. That's why Titanic Monarch only has one path, because if it had multiple paths, then it'd be harder to manage. Like Metropolis, if it was one path, it'd probably be better. It wouldn't be amazing, but it'd probably be better than what it currently is. Having one path as an ending, as a ladder stage that's later in the game, it allows you to put more focus into the challenge, and it makes the stage longer. So it's kind of better that way. Allows you to put more emphasis on platforming and stuff like that. Also allows you to have more speedy sections, because it won't make the level shorter or more shallow that way. That's why Chemical Plant and Hydrosity, they're one long path with shorter paths that are kind of sprinkled in. So like you're on not a straight line, but you're on one line, and there are other lines that protrude from that straight line. So I'm sorry, that's a bunch of nerdy stuff that only Sonic fans would get, or true Sonic fans. So that's just some things, just about how this level design is made. Kind of based the level design a bit off Casino Night and Carnival Night, like a combination. Like Casino Night's vertical elements, like this part is kind of based off Casino Night, but sections like this are based more off Carnival Night. So I kind of combine the two. Yeah, so what I want to add some things from Spring Yard, but I haven't. Spring Yard doesn't have a whole lot of new gimmicks when you compare it to Casino Night or Carnival Night. I mean, yeah, it has the giant spiky balls, but other stages like Scrap Brain also have that, and Labyrinth. So, I mean, I guess they kind of don't have the moving ones, but at the same time they kind of do. So an action shot. I'm sorry, but I'm not a huge Mega Man X fan. I'm not huge on Mega Man X, so forgive me for my lack of Mega Man X knowledge. Just be glad I'm streaming today, because I was close to just, saying, you know what, I'm not gonna stream. I was supposed to stream on Friday, but I didn't for similar reasons. So be glad I'm streaming today. I'm trying to see, like, is it possible for people to get through this? And I don't kind of like. Hmm, kind of maybe, you know, it's a maybe, but you know, it's kind of not 100%. Move this over to be a bit more symmetrical. It's kind of not 100% known on whether or not, because I haven't gotten a chance to test this out yet. So hopefully it's well. Also, for this is kind of a look on another stage that's not finished. I'm gonna work on that next. So it's gonna be huge. It might just be this one big part. I might just condense it to this one room, but as opposed to it just being long, like being long horizontally. Like, well, I haven't really gotten that far in Dynasty Force Act 2. Like, being horizontally long, like Dynasty Force Act 1. So, yeah. Also, this is what I meant by saying, like, open air. Like, you could either jump here and go on the top path. You could either climb up here and keep going that way, or go down here and go that way. Or you could climb down here and go that way, or jump down here and go that way. Or come up here if you have enough speed by hitting that spring. You can come up here and jump up there. And then climb up here. Or just keep going this way. And then you could either go through this loop and come back down here, or jump, or try and get up there and keep going that way. Or you could go through this path and then climb up here to go on the top path, or jump back down. So it's like open air where you can switch your path multiple times. It's like imagine it as a larger version of Emerald Hill is what I was trying to go for. I'm sorry, but I'm not a Mega Man X fan, so you can't really come to me for knowledge on that. Despite me watching a lot of videos on Mega Man X, I'm not a real Mega Man X fan. It's like I start the first game and then I just like, yeah, no, I'm probably not gonna like it. It's probably a good game, but it's just not for me. Which is weird because classic Mega Man, I don't absolutely love classic Mega Man, but at the same time, it's fine. Is what I'm trying to say. So, here's a look at uh, Deep Dark Labyrinth Zone. I'm actually really proud of how this turned out. I really like how it turned out. Cause it's like a combination of Hidden Palace, Labyrinth, a bit of Tidal Tempest, and a bit of Aqua Lake. So it's like a combination of the two. Or four, technically. But, Huh. So, I really want to work on Deep Dark Labyrinth now. Haha. or now, see, that was just getting sidetracked and just showing off stuff that you probably don't care about or probably don't know about because I haven't showed it off at all. So, I'm going to finish this part and then I'm going to move on to Deep Woods or Seasonal Palace as it's really called. Actually, let's just work on that. I've worked on this far enough. See, that's how I make this game and other games. I work on just stuff I want to work on. Like, I don't stay on one idea for too long. Like, I work on one level for however long I want to work on it, and then I get bored, and then I move on to another one. That's kind of how I'm making. What's this? Well, I'm not big on Mega Man, so I'm sorry. Besides, this is a Sonic stream, not a Mega Man stream, so I don't know why you thought you could get Mega Man information on a Sonic stream, but you know, whatever. So, I kind of have that. I don't know why I added those red eyes right there. Those kind of not needed, but whatever. So, I'm kind of conflicted on what I'm going to do with Seasonal Power Stars 1. It's technically finished, but it's not really that good when compared to my other levels. I kind of want to go back and do it over again. It's kind of like, Sonic CD's level design, where it's kind of like just 3 straight lines, which is, but they're much more vertical than horizontal. They're just like a straight shot to the end, with not much in the way of actual vertical platforming. So, I kind of want to redo it. I kind of want to do it. I want to redo it so it's a bit more complicated than just this. So I might. I'm not gonna do that in this stream, but you know what I mean. Well, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what you're 100%. I don't have context. It's the real problem. So you can either climb up here or, you know, you get the point at this point. You get the idea. One thing I am really impressed with the ice cap is um how they got like what's transparency, like with the Genesis. Like, it looks transparent when it really isn't transparent. It's just like really good sprite work, and I really like it. It's not really transparent, but I do like it for that reason. Like, it looks transparent, but it's really not. It's hard to explain. So, you know. I'm not just going to make Sonic fan games. I have other ideas for games I want to make. I just haven't kickstarted them. I don't plan to make another Sonic fan game after this one and the other two I'm planning. I'm not just gonna make Sonic fan games. It's just that I just so happen to really like making Sonic fan games. One of the reasons because I've learned so much about Sonic level design that I kind of want to put it to use. So it's like, what better way than a fan game? I'm not just gonna make Sonic fan games. It's just that this at this current moment is what I'm gonna make. So, you know, got this part here. Then kind of want to. So, I've thought about making it transparent, but at the same time, I don't really want to because I might ruin the spread work. Actually, I wanna see now. So, how do I make a spread transparent? I got an opacity, and I can turn it down, and then it kind of makes it transparent. Does that look better or worse? The reason why I don't really like it is because then the color is much more muted, and it's not nearly as bright. Which is kind of the reason why I don't like doing it. Because it kind of ruins its sprite in a sense. So I finished that. Just need to add the rings, I think. And then I can get to the aesthetic parts of this stage. like the objects that are just there purely for aesthetics, that don't really attribute much to gameplay. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't like working on multiple games at once is not a good idea. That's why I haven't started on a Mega Man fan game or another fan game. Working on multiple games at once, especially when you're one person, is not a good idea, and it might never be a good idea. Like, maybe if you're a big company, it's not that bad. But if you're one person, it's better to focus on one game or one idea instead of trying to do multiple games at once. Because then it kind of just becomes a mess and it's more harder to keep. I don't feel like. See, that's the problem. I don't like working with other people because then I have to keep track of them. So it's like, so I like just working by myself because like I don't have to argue with anyone else. I don't have to hear anyone else's complaint. I don't have to worry about anyone else's opinion on something. It's just something that I can personally work on without interference. So I'm sorry if that's a hard thing to swallow. Well, when you actually start making games, then I'll start listening to that. But until you start making games, I'm gonna stick to this. So I'm sorry, but because it's clear if I keep trying to convince you, it's just gonna make you more angry, and I don't feel like dealing with that. So, so right, I need to program that loop and then add the rings, and then kind of beat. Then then I'll move on to the next part of this level. You know. Kind of want to. Did I add an enemy down here? It's kind of weird. I thought I did, but I guess I didn't. I need another kind of robot I want to use. I don't really have many more. I'm kind of using all of these, so I can't really. It's kind of a shame, but I guess I'll just use this since it's supposed to be specific to this zone. Even if you're not mad, it's just gonna be harder to explain why I'm not gonna work on anything else for the time being. I plan to work on other stuff, just not right now, is the easiest way I can explain it. And just because you work with other people doesn't mean it's gonna be easy for me to work with other people. Is my answer to that. Now I know what it feels like to have that one person that just, because I'm usually that one person that's negative. Not that I'm mad at you, but it's just like usually I'm that guy. But now I know how it feels, so maybe I'll stop doing it. So you climb up here, and then I need more like slopes in these levels. Is what I've kind of been aiming for more slopes because if you don't have if there's a lack of slopes in a Sonic game, it's gonna be noticeable, and it's not gonna be like slopes are very important to Sonic levels. It's kind of what defines. It's what separates him from Mario in a sense. So to have there be little to none is kind of not. It's not good. It's not a good habit to make for designing Sonic levels. So it's kind of why I want to add more. It's kind of why there's this huge slope right here. So, so now I just gotta add this or program this loop. if I haven't already. So I'm going to move this keyboard. I told you I'm only working on one right now. I mean, I'm testing out another project that I haven't announced yet. It's gonna be another fan game, but I'm kind of testing it out, like testing the waters. It's not Mega Man, but it's another fan game. It's not Sonic or Mega Man, but I'm kind of testing it out. But I haven't really got into actual work on it. I haven't made anything solid or concrete. Oops, can't mess it up. Oops, it didn't. Oh, well, doesn't matter. So, alright, so I gotta add the unnecessary parts. And then when I finish this section, I'll actually go on to another stage that I'm working on. And it's called, I haven't gotten anything. I had something, but then I kind of deleted it because I didn't like how it was turning out. I kind of want to show off what I've been working on. In a sense, anyways. So, I'll just kind of place these semi at random. I like to space them out a bit, so it's not just like repeating over and over or excessive. And kind of give space for other such miscellaneous items or non-functioning ones. Ones that don't really have any real function, and if I removed it, it wouldn't really affect the level too much, aside from the fact it wouldn't be nearly as aesthetically interesting. Those kind of objects. I could make them tiles, but I don't know why I don't make them tiles. Probably, cut down on the lag. Not that there's too much of it, because I've sorted that kind of issue out. I I figured out how to stop that from happening too often. So, again, just be glad I'm returning now instead of just blowing off another week. Like, originally I was thinking about it, but then I said, stop being lazy, blast off before your channel dies again. So, it's kind of just a few more things, and then this part will be done. I kind of like to do stuff bit by bit. Like, first I place the actual terrain, then I place the loops or gimmicks, then I place the enemies and rings, then I place you know, the vanity objects. And that's how I design levels. So interesting. So, this is mountaintop, by the way. It's kind of like hilltop, or at least that's what I'm going for. Oh, good, you're off the Mega Man topic, and I am super cynical, thank you. And if your dog's super cute, then, well, that says, I think that, no, that's misspelled. It's more like a misspelled coyote than cute, but okay. I'm mean. Let's add this in a few places, and then that should be it. Yeah, that's it. I'll save, and then we'll move on to the next thing. Or take a break, one of the two. Also, I want to try streaming earlier than I usually do. Possibly. Um, I don't know if I'll do a Valentine's Day stream because I've got stuff to do on Valentine's Day. But if possible, I will do a Sonic Classic Heroes stream. Like I've kind of made it a tradition that for every holiday that I celebrate, I play Sonic Classic Heroes on that day and other ROM hacks and Genesis games, mainly Genesis games, and it's kind of like what I. Speaking of games, I 100%ed Sonic Time Twisted, so I might actually just take a break and think about some things, and we can play Sonic Time Twisted since I 100% it. I got all the Chaos Emeralds and I got all the Chaos Emeralds and Time Stones. Hold on a sec. I'm sorry, I'm obnoxious. People say I'm annoying, but I don't think so. So you can clearly see I'm a charming and wonderful person to be around. So we'll play some Sonic Time Twisted to show off that yes, I did 100% it, and I did get all the Chaos Emeralds and Time Stones. Which, by the way, the fifth special stage for the Chaos Emeralds was the hardest one, not just out of the Chaos Emeralds, but out of the Time Stones. Like it was like it never gets harder than that. In fact, it's the hardest thing in the game. It's so weird. I know I'm charming. That's the beauty of it. So I'm going to boot up Sonic Time Twisted, and unlike last time, I'm only gonna press it once instead of multiple times. Cause last time I tried it, I kind of pressed it multiple times. Also, I have a DeviantArt account and uh, DeviantArt account and a the Spiders resource, or just the video game resource account. I'm not gonna link it in the stream, but do know I have it. It's the same title I use for literally all my accounts, Blast Off Studios. I'm sorry, except I'm not. So Sonic Time Twisted, I got all the Chaos Emeralds and Time Stones, which is great because my computer got a virus a couple months ago, and to fix my computer, in a sense, I had to restore it to factory setting. So I lost all my data for Sonic Time Twisted, which was kind of annoying, but in 3 days, no, 2 days. Technically, it's 2 days. I beat the game normally without getting the Chaos Emeralds or Time Stones, and then today I came back and I got all the Time Stones and Chaos Emeralds. So in 2 days, I was able to do something that took me months on end, which is funny. It's kind of funny that what took me months to do, it's like I can accomplish it now. So, should I play through Time Twisted? I'm not going to play through all of it because some of these stages are incredibly long or just incredibly not fun. Well, I won't say not fun, just sluggish to go through. And some of these bosses, like the ones in Drifting Dynamo, are a pain. Like a literal pain. Like, just too much stuff going on at once, pain. But since I have Supersonics, it's kind of circumvented. But let's say I didn't have 50 rings. Then I'd have to fight the boss normally. and that's incredible. That boss is not a fun boss. It's fine at first, but the phase 2 is just nuts. Like, not even the final boss that you get for beating all the Chaos Emeralds. I mean, for getting all the Chaos Emeralds and Time Stones. Not even that's harder than the one in Drifting Dynamo. It's like there's weird difficulty spikes in all Sonic games, fan game or not. It's just weird. I don't. It's like a running trend through classic Sonic games for there to be this one boss or level in the game that is incredibly hard or difficult, and then the rest of the game doesn't even come close to being as difficult, whether it be a special stage or whatever. So here is Supersonic. The lame one thing I really don't like about this Supersonic, aside from the fact that his sprite's a bit too bright for me, that's more nitpicking. But he doesn't. He's like Sonic 2, where he doesn't really have any special abilities. But in Sonic 3, he had the mid-air dash that destroyed all enemies on the screen, which is kind of, it was really handy and helpful to have, but to not have it, it's kind of lame. But on the bright side, you can keep any shield that you got, whether it's a rock shield or lightning shield, you get to keep it. So I think that's cool. I think that's a fair trade. I'm kind of trying to go back because there's another special stage to ring that I know is there. I just didn't get it, so it's like, oops, I didn't mean to go through there. I'm gonna get a fire shield, I guess. Yeah. It kind of, having the ability to use whatever shields you like is, it's kind of neat, I guess, but it's like, it could be, I would just prefer it to have, like, a more powerful drop dash, which this game doesn't have, and I know why, but, or mid-air dash, or the ability to fly, or something like that, you know, just to add to Supersonic. It might sound like I'm nitpicking, but I legitimately miss it, so there's a special stage ring right around here, if I can remember where it was. Oh, yeah, it's right here. See? I had to use a guide to get to some of these special stage rings, which you might sigh at, but I don't think there was any other way I was gonna beat this game or get all the Chaos Emeralds in this game in one day if I didn't use that. So I kind of wanted to, like, not to hurry up because I didn't like the game. I love this game. It's just that I wanted to try and get all my progress back and more in like less than a week. So, you know, I kind of wanted to rush a little bit. Plus, I want to review it. So, you know, there's always that. Is there something going on with your chat, Andre? It's just it's something. I don't know what it is, but you should probably fix it. I'm mean again. I'm sorry, that was weird. So, I still think this is the best Sonic fan game. Because, like, it's just so... Well, I won't say it's completely polished, because I have encountered a few glitches, and there are some moments where the game looks unfinished, but aside from that, I have encountered no other glitches. So, it's pretty nice. This is the 1.0 version, which does have... I think the other later version have these things fixed, but I don't feel like downloading them, and the glitches aren't that big enough for me to want to download them, so I just haven't. Oh, well, that was convenient. So there's another golden ring. I don't know where I found all the ones in the stage, or like in this zone in general, but I don't remember all of them, is what I'm trying to say. So if I do miss one, that's why. So I do know a couple, like a couple of them I know kind of well. And then there's this part that you can kind of go through. I actually like it. Like, just a nice little thing to have. Oh, wait. Oh, I can't go super when I'm invincible, I'm guessing. Either that or just not doing it right. How to go super is a bit different. It's a bit harder, which I totally like. But it's not terrible. It's fine. It's fine, I guess. There. Instead of just pressing the button in midair once or twice, you have to press B and then A. Or in my case, because I changed the controls, you have to press X and then space to activate supersonic. I guess that's because like it gives you more control, like whether or not you want to activate supersonic for this platforming section or whatever. But it's still kind of just eh. Could I revert back? Oh, that's neat. Actually, that's really cool. Actually, that's actually really thoughtful of Overbound. Who's the boss in Mega Man X? Like, you mean final boss? Sigma, I guess. I think. I thought you said you were off the topic of Mega Man. You lied to me. So we start ranging ruins. I think it's ranging ruins, and I automatically know where to find a golden ring. Well, that kind of sucks. So you have to go. Well, you need to go faster than that. You can spin dash, I think, but it's just easier for me to insta shield, or no, not insta shield. Um, peel out. So yeah, there's a golden ring right at the start, which I really like. I also like the whole you can turn off supersonic. That's really helpful actually, because there are some sections where being faster and invincible isn't exactly a good thing. So I do like that. It's really helpful. But one thing I really like about this game is the presentation, the music and graphics of this game. You might not hear the music, but you can see the graphics. It looks amazing. It's so imaginative. Like that's I think this game obviously has better themes than Sonic Mania because one, they're all original, and two, it just looks so creative. Like you wouldn't see this in any other classic Sonic fan game or game. It has such a great thematic identity that not even CD had, which also had a great thematic identity. Like you wouldn't see a giant floating futuristic city, and like it's just so great. Oh, you felt like seeing if I knew, but still. Like, I love the thematic style in this game. It's just so good. So, it's kind of why I like this this fan game. That's like the main reason. It's super imaginative. I mean, yeah, the gameplay's great and the music's great, but the visual, well, actually the music's fantastic. It's just so imaginative. Like a dream world. That's like the main thing I love about this fan game. It's and it feels like you're going on a grand epic space adventure, which is always great. Oh wow. I didn't realize it was going as fast as I was. It's kind of weird. Ah, that was an interesting burst of speed I got there. Yes, the level design in this is also the level design in this fan game used to be garbage. I am so glad they fixed it. It used to be terrible. Not to disrespect the developer, but it used to be bad. You go up here and you find another golden ring. I love this fan game, honestly. Like it's like this stage, or at least this future stage, it's like a mix of Hidden Palace and it's basically a mechanical Hidden Palace or Sky Sanctuary, and I love it because Sky Sanctuary and Hidden Palace use similar sprites, not exactly the same, but similar enough to notice it. But then again, only someone like me would notice that. I'm going back up here because not just because of the invincibility, but because there are a buttload of lives just sitting here, not being used. This boss is already not that noteworthy, so weird physics are weird. You just have to land on its hand, and then it strikes down at you. It doesn't really have any advancing phases, unlike the drifting dynamo one, which is kind of a shame, but on, please, no, yes. This boss isn't that remarkable. Yes, it has some cool effects, but aside from that, it's not that remarkable. It's especially if you're supersonic, it's really easy to just blaze through him. Oh wait, I need to hit that. Oh my god, supersonic. There we go. Making ramen. Ramen noodles are delicious. I eat them far more than I have any right to, which is probably why I'm not. That's probably why I'm scrawny. I mean, I guess it's better than being fat, but at the same time, I'm not really in shape, so. So there's another golden ring that I know the location of, in here. Uh, okay. So you jump in here, and then right here, you build up speed, and then you jump up here, and then boom, you found yourself another golden ring. So I want to kind of go super before, I hit that. The super effect and supersonic in general could be better, but it's not bad. It's not a bad reward for 100% of the game. I do like the supersonic boss fight. It's not as I know I keep talking about the drifting dynamo fight, but it really is that remarkable, and not in a positive way. But it's not like the most challenging part of the game, but it's not Sonic Heroes level of easy. Like it's a decent final boss is what I'm trying to say. It's not super like awesome, but it's decent. It suffices. I don't know if they're super knuckles or super tails, but I'm not going back to check. Someone else can, but I'm not like this game's fun, but I'm not going through the special stages a second or possibly even third time to figure that out. And potentially not even, I don't even think they're in the game. I think it's just doing it for the sake of doing it, I guess. Not really doing it because. No, wait, don't fall down. Ah, great. Also, it's far too easy to rack up rings. Like that might just be me, but racking up rings in this game is a bit too ridiculously easy. Like as you can clearly see, I have almost 200 rings, so that might be a bit overpowered for some people. Huh? Sunny tornado. I don't know what that reference is supposed to be, but. I love, like, I know I keep talking, like, Like, I know I keep talking about the thematic elements, but just look at the background. It has ice floating in the background. It has an awesome, like, castle. It has like I don't know if I wanted to go through there. What's this? Like, it has an awesome castle. It has like a forest in the background. Like, you don't see that stuff anywhere else. That's probably why I like it so much. It's just so creative. Like, I've never seen that in any other um fan game. I think that's from Mega Man, honestly. It kind of looks like Mega Man, but I could be wrong. I think the developer or the art designer kind of went for the same style I do, combining two ideas of zones and kind of using that. That's not a bad thing at all. In fact, I think it's a good thing because backgrounds in Sonic, especially classic Sonic, look better than the actual zone sprites. That's just something I've learned. That might not always be true, but generally speaking, it's true. Like Sandopolis, the background sprites they use for Sandopolis look way better than the foreground that they use for it. So that might just be me, but that's just something I noticed. This boss is not as easy as a ranking ruin one, but it's not super challenging, but at the same time, it's not a cakewalk, and that's mainly because it causes like breaks in the ground, like right here. It eats the ground essentially, so you can't just stand still. Well, you can for right here, but other than that, you can't really just stand still, or else it'll eat the ground you're standing on, and then you'll die. So you can't really just stand still. But at the same time, like looking at the background. It just looks so imaginative. Like, I know I keep talking about this game. Like, oh my god, it's not that good, but I just love it. It just looks so creative. Like, I've never seen something like this. Well, not never, but you get what I mean. It's like a castle with. I honestly wish there was an Act 3 just to see what's in that castle. It's that creative. Whoa, what happened to my supersonic? It literally ran out. Oh well. Boss is dead anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. I don't know why my supersonic ran out like that, but I guess the boss was just taking too long. It's called Built to Rule and Steel Cortex. That Act 1 is Built to Rule and Steel Cortex is um Act 2 is what I meant to say. See, look at this. The background for this just looks so creative. It's something you wouldn't see in a normal Sonic game, and that's why I love it so much. It just looks so great. It's like other world. It's like Terraria, for lack of a better comparison. It's like Terraria, where it looks like Alien or dreamlike. It's just so creative. That's probably why I like this game more than Sonic after the sequel. That and after the sequel's physics are great for platforming, especially before the sequel's physics were garbage, if you ask me. For at least platforming, it was terrible. It was much more built for speed, and even after the sequel, which did make improvements, it still wasn't perfect for platforming. Just controlling Sonic, I was like, they used the advanced physics, which weren't really built for platforming. So especially Advanced 2, it wasn't really built for platforming so much as it was built for speed. So like, you can tell like it was much more suited for speed, which I guess for what before and after the sequel were going for, I guess it's not that bad. See, look at the background. It's the water is switching colors. I'm just now realizing it. It looks so great. Like it might just be me saying this, but it just looks so great. Can I get down there? Like I saw something down there that intrigued me, which is why I took the bottom path, but I don't I guess not. I guess using the tornado shield as supersonic is a good trade-off for not having any other ability to speak of, but at the same time, it would have just been better to have like a special ability that only supersonic had. Yeah, see, that's what I was looking for. In fact, I think. Oh yeah, no. Good thing I got the windshield or tornado shield now because the boss that I'm about to fight will definitely it'll prove helpful. In fact, would having supersonic help? I mean, I guess it would solve metal sonic ramming at you, but at the same time, that boss is like it has scrolling platforms, so you know how that's gonna be in a Sonic game, no less. Level design is definitely an improvement over the others. I wish I could. I hope I can acquire a beta, like a beta of this game just to compare it, but I don't know. I probably don't have it on my computer anymore. I might, but if I do, it's probably long gone, long gone. But who knows? I did find some things on my computer that I wasn't expecting to find, so it might just be. See, look at these leaves. Like, it has leaves falling in the back, well, in the bushes. It looks so great. And I'm actually ashamed more people aren't talking about it. Like, a lot of people agree that before Mania, this was the best classic Sonic game. And was a perfect holdover before Mania. And even then, like if you haven't played this game and you finished Mania time and time again, you want something great to play because Forces kind of drains you. This is the perfect game to play. It is so good, and Mania does not ruin this game's quality, if you ask me. In fact, having the rock shield might be helpful. It might be. It might not. I say it might because you can like throw it at him. But at the same time, it might just be better to just try and hit him. See, that's what I meant. I still gotta hit him though, so. Which way is he gonna come from? Oh, he's gonna do that attack. Whoa, what happened to him? That was weird. I guess I hit him, and that's what caused that, but still. I'm sorry, but I prefer Built to Rule over Steel Cortex. That might just be me, but I prefer Built to Rule. It's a bit more active and less, less atmospheric, I guess. So how can you argue with the look of this game and the background? How could you argue with that? Like, if you haven't, I advise you listen to the um OST of this game because it's super good. I'm going to fight the final. Oh, I'm sorry. I saw the wrong sign. I got confused for a second. I'm sorry. So I'm going to fight the final boss. So if you don't want to see the final boss, I advise you click off, do something because I want to show it off, kind of. But if you don't care, then I'll just stop playing it on the stream there because I like how most of the stream is me just playing this game than actually developing. So let's skybound. So, so I'm guessing that lack of silence means you are willing to see it. So here we go. So if I die a couple times, then yeah, boss is not super hard, but again, at the same time, it's not super easy. Like he doesn't like he kind of has advancing phases, but not really. One thing I actually do like about this game, or this fight more like it, is that once you hit him, it sends you all the way back and it shows you what's coming up. So like you can tell where to dodge, where to jump and where not to, where the rings will be. Like it's literally like it's like literally showing you the future before it happens. And whether that was intentional or not, it's just it's a brilliant thing, and I don't think it was intended. Like so if you get hit or if you hit him, it shows you what's gonna happen, so it's kind of like a preview. Like now I know where to go to get those rings. It's like showing you the future before it happens. It's really smart if you ask me. It might just be unintentional, but you know, it's a really cool thing about this boss. Like now I know that those three rings are gonna be there, or where the meteor is gonna be, or where the blast from Robolactus are gonna be. Oh wait, it's not Robolactus. I actually talked to the developer. He said that wasn't meant to be Robolactus, a character from the comics. It was supposed to be Galactic, which was supposed to be his own, you know, creative, not really creative character because Marvel kind of made that up first. So you know, as you can clearly see, this boss is not that hard. The only real hard thing is losing your rings. You might run out because you aren't really focusing or paying attention to them, or you're just moving too fast. You might hit a blast or two, but after your first or second attempt, as I get hit, it is really like not gonna be a challenge to dodge these. It's kind of like stopping and then going to like see what, like to maneuver yourself to like collect those rings that I just missed. Should probably travel to the top because his face is at the top. Like if you miss his face, you will get knocked back, but you won't get the hit. So you know, it's it's best to stay at the top. That's where the most rings are, anyways. Ooh, I was a bit too low there. I almost got hit. See, now I know where that meteor is gonna strike. Ah, I didn't know where that meteor was gonna strike. So, see, now I know. That's why I like this fight so much. And I like it for the thematic reasons. Like, look at this background. That's insane. It looks great, but it's just insane. And the cutscene isn't the greatest, but you know, I'm not gonna look a gift towards the mouse. So that's kind of the end for Sonic Time Twisted, just to show that I did get all the 7 Chaos Emeralds, and I did beat the game. I 100% it at Sonic. So now I know. And knowing's half the battle, G.I. Joe. There's your reference. So. So once these credits finish, that's gonna be the end of the stream. I will be uploading this because, you know, I should. Because YouTube says that if you don't upload often, your channel deserves to die. Which I guess that's fair, but sometimes it's better for your videos to be like spread apart. If they're like, if a video is great, but it takes months to make, then I think it should be spread apart, like quality over quantity. But if you're like a Let's Player, then you should probably do it daily because it's not gonna be super high quality content. At least to me, I think videos that are like I think Let's Plays, stuff like that. I think those aren't as good as videos that as well thought out videos like reviews or animation. I think that's better because you like it's just better and it's more interesting or entertaining to me anyways. That's funny. So you can go back and look at the final boss. or I could do it again. I wouldn't mind it. It's kind of fun, I guess. So I wouldn't mind fighting it again if you'd like to see that. Little Planet. Yes, this game is meant to be an unofficial sequel to Sonic CD. So that's why the time travel, Little Planet, the multiple references to CD, like the mountain and Amy, and Metal Sonic, dun dun dun, possible sequel perhaps. The developer actually did say he was working on a sequel of sorts, so it is possible that this is going to be part of the sequel. So that's actually really cool. Now I fully understand what he's trying to say. This game really needs to be sold. Like Sega needs to officially re-release, like make a DX version and make it, well, not an official part of the story, but or the canon, but it's just so, this fan game is so good. So would you like to see me refight the boss? I wouldn't mind doing that. So would you like to see me refight the boss or just end the stream? Oh, so you want to see me refight the boss? Fine, let's go. Galactic Gauntlet. Hold on, I need to think about something. Attraction Attack. Ranking Ruin. Frigid Four. Oh my god, that's another great reference that only someone like me would realize. So in Sonic CD, every stage in Sonic CD had an alliterative title, and this game, being awesome, had to carry that on. Attraction Attack, Ranging Ruin, Frigid Fortress, Veteran Valley. Of course, this game had to continue that. See, it's the little things like that that just make this game. It's just so great. It's so, like, not even if I were to make a Sonic CD sequel, not even I would like try to do it. It's just too much of a hassle to attempt. Like, it's just the little things like that make this game so much fun. This boss is kind of, it's not nearly, like, on your first try, it's not nearly gonna be as hard. No, I mean, like, on your second try or third, it's not gonna be nearly as hard as, say, your first try. So that's why I can pretty much fight this boss without dying, because I've pretty much mastered it in a few hours, no less. I've mastered it. Oops, I say as I get hit. That's kind of what I kind of like messed up my control setup, which is kind of, there I had no excuse. I got hit. Period. But rings are pretty spaced out, and it's not that hard to find rings. Like, oh dang it, I hit the teeth, which I don't think it counts as a hit, so I need to get to him. I don't think I'm too far away from him. I wasn't blasted too far away, so it's like the lasers. Once you get like once they appear on screen, it's kind of like hard to dodge it and get a perfect hit in on him. Like, you might be able to do it a couple times, but it's harder to do because, like, it's hard. It's like more to keep track of or more to dodge, more to manage. That's the problem the bosses in this game have. Like, the drifting Dinobo boss, it is like too much stuff is going on at once, which kind of makes it harder to dodge. And see, now that I saw that wave, I know how to dodge it. It's just a little stuff like that make this boss and more or less this game so much fun. And they make you invulnerable when you're getting blown back, which is great, because if it didn't, that'd be really cheap and the boss would be really harder, or more harder is the correct grammar. I'm not good at talking, as I've made it clear throughout the rest of my videos. I'm getting better at it though, I think. I don't know. Life's going good. But no, seriously, life is. Like, I might have not been uploading, but as of recently, it's been going better than before. Oh, God. Well, it doesn't matter. I got hit anyways. That was just wrong place, wrong time, I need to find more rings before I die. Staying above 50 is a good idea for this. It's not absolutely mandatory, as you clearly just saw, but it would be helpful if you. Ah, dang it. See, laser eyes, I usually don't get hit by them, but you know. It's first time for everything, I guess. I was about to say, where is he? Oh my god, see, the laser eyes came out at the exact perfect moment to hit me. Alright, that's starting to get really annoying. I do not feel like showing the world I suck at this. Also, another little tidbit is that most of the rings are in line with his face. So, like, it kind of tells you where to fly, like, where to stay at. Which is another great, like, tidbit that the game does. And there we go. Wow, I almost dropped my keyboard. Why knock back? It's to make the boss longer. But yeah, I beat this boss again. Unfortunately, there's no way to skip the credits, which is kind of a shame, but you know, whatever. The boss is actually kind of fun. The more I fight it, the more fun it gets. Which is great because the normal final boss, the one you fight without the Chaos Emeralds, is not nearly as fun, so you know, it's not terribly bad. Why not lasers? I don't. This boss, the laser eyes are fine. It's just that sometimes they, for whatever reason, like just stay there. They don't disappear. They just stay there. Even if the boss stops shooting them, they just stay there, which is really irritating. But it doesn't happen too often. The actual blast that he does, the yellow balls of energy, they're fine. They're mostly easy to dodge if you know what you're doing. The meteors are fine as well. It's just sometimes it's too much going on. But other than that, I do like this boss for thematic and gameplay reasons. It's not it's not a overly hard final boss, but it's no walk in the park at the same time. It is possible to fail if you just goof around. So it's a decent final boss for what it is. You know, some might call it underwhelming, but I find it decent. Not too hard, not too easy, just decent. You might lose a life or two on your first run, but if you've stocked up lives, it shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, I know. A lot is going on. You got lasers, you got the yellow balls of energy, you got meteors, you got your ring rings going down, and if you lose all of them, you fall to the bottom and die. Like there is a lot going on, but at the same time, it's not to the point where you can't manage it. Like it's not like to the point where it just gets too much on screen and you just die so easily. But you know, like I said before, it's not a walk in the park at the same time. Wait, you've played Sonic Time Twisted? Because if so, what's your opinion on it before I end the stream? I think some of the bosses, like the Firefly boss, the Metal Sonic boss, and Veteran Valley, I think, and the Drifting Dynamo boss, those are kind of challenging. But aside from that, all the other ones are manageable. Oh, well, if you're normal Sonic games aren't the bosses aren't that hard, except maybe the one in Metropolis Zone, the Red Eye, Doomsday Zone. Maybe I haven't really finished Sonic 3 and Knuckles to completion, but you know. Oh, if you want to play it, just go to Game Joel. Just go to Game Joel or just type in Sonic Time Twisted. Go to Game Joel, download it, and then you can play it. It's PC only though, so. But other than that, yes, you can play it. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. It's essentially a new Sonic game for free, which is always same. That's what I love about fan games that are really good. Like after the sequel, before the sequel, I guess, and Time Twisted. They're essentially new games for free, like new good Sonic games for free to like hold you over before, let's say, Sonic Mania 2 or something. Like that's what I really like about Sonic fan games. And there are more like Sonic. I heard Sonic Axiom and Sonic Classic were good. I might be missing some. Even Sonic ROM hacks too, like Metal Sonic Rebooted or Sonic Legacy. Um, or stuff like that. Those are really good as well. Like there's just so many good ROM hacks and fan games that essentially give you new games for free, and it's or Sonic Scorch Quest, but that's not really a new game. It kind of is, but it's just so good, and that's what I really like about fan games. It's like essentially a new game for free. You don't have to pay anything, and it's just as, if not better than a normal Sonic game. Like I feel like Time Twisted is better than say Sonic 3 and Knuckles or Sonic 1. Like that's just how good it is. It's better than what the actual creators can do or did is better or more accurate. It's that good. Like this fan game in particular and after the sequel DX are super polished and so good. It's just fantastic. I love it. So that's going to end the stream, guys, or I'll keep it on the title screen or whatever. If you like this game or like this stream, comment, like, and subscribe for more. I'm gonna go do something, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Thanks, and have a blast out there, by the way. Okay. I'm sorry.